From Czechia, Tadej.
Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome along to Sella Nevea. We are live here on the slopes in Italy for day number 6 of the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships. 2 medals on offer today. It is all to play for, and as the snow begins to pour down here in Italy, we cannot wait to watch them go. Before we do though, a few things to show you. First of all, let's take a little look back at what happened in Kranjska Gora. The first half of these championships offered us so much entertainment. Here's a little reminder. Slovenian slopes have given us a little bit of everything over the course of the opening 4 days of the competition, from sunshine to snow to slips and slides, but most of all, some super skiing. In the standing categories, it was a case of Vive la France, as first magnificent Marie Bochet won 2 gold medals by a distance, imperious as ever. In the men's category though, for Arthur Bochet, well, in his own words, it was
just magic.
And it was a case of déjà vu for the Frenchman on day number 3, as once again, he was magic.
I did it again!
Bochet had spoken of a determination to improve upon his Paralympics performance in Pyeongchang. Another skier looking to do the same was the Netherlands' Jeroen Kampschroer. The Flying Dutchman, who was triple world champion in 2017, has roared back in Kranjska Gora this week after what he described as a sore Paralympic Games last year. The sit skiing category has been put on notice. He's back. As we look back at Kranjska Gora, we reflect on so many world-class performances. In the men's VI, Marek Kubacka of Slovakia was unstoppable on day 1, taking gold in the giant slalom, while Italian Giacomo Bertagnoli will arrive in his home country this week, already a world champion in the slalom event. As for the women's VI, Slovakia's Henrietta Farkasova did the double, but was pushed all the way by Australia's Mel Perrine. In the women's sitting, Japan's Momoka Muraoka took gold on day number 1 as the Paralympic champion forced the 2 German skiers Schaffelhuber and Forster into 2nd and 3rd. They both came back hard in a dramatic slalom race, however, with both surviving massive scares in the final throws to even make it to the podium, and it was Annalena Forster who grabbed gold in the end. 4 days of fabulous action in Kranjska Gora. What does Sella Nevea have in store for us? It's time to find out. Did say Slovenia was entertaining, and so far Italy has been just the same. We saw some dramatic action down the downhill slopes yesterday, some crashes, some DNFs, plenty going on the slopes, so much entertainment, and of course a few gold medals to boot as well. Let's take a little reminder of what happened yesterday.
It's amazing to get a gold medal. It's just topped off our World Championships, and yeah, we had really good fun in our race run, so what more can we ask for?
about it. Yeah, today it's my 10th world title, so I'm so happy, and I was not sure if the downhill will take place or not because of the snow and all these things. So I'm so happy it took place, and I have my gold medal now, and yeah, so I'm happy.
Okay for me, the run was okay. It was maybe better on the training ground this morning, but at the end I am on the first place for the moment, so it's good.
Here we go then for the final time at these World Para-Alpine Skiing World Championships. It is almost time to hand over to our commentator, Alan March. Reminder, 2 gold medals on offer today in the Super G and the Super Combined. It is all to play for today, and make sure you join us throughout on social media as well. Hashtag Para-Alpine. We are at Para-Alpine on Instagram, Twitter and on Facebook as well. Let's go out with a bang. It's time to hand over to our commentator as we go live to Alan March.
Good morning and welcome. Yes, it is the final day of the 2019 World Championships. I can't believe we've already come to an end. However, the action, despite the World Champs being cut short, has been nothing short at all. It's been everything we've wanted it to be. High drama, tension, surprises. Just because it's the last day, I don't expect any of that to change at all. The weather, well, perfect, pretty much. The snow stopped about half an hour ago. Conditions on the course are good to go. Course setter Hans Blattmann giving us 1,723 meters to get through.
30 seconds.
The start of the Super Combined event with the Super G. As Stephen was talking about, the Super G winner of the Super Combined will be the Super G champion as well. So we've managed to make it all work. We've managed to fit it all in, and we start with the vision impaired category. Bang on 10 o'clock. Welcome to the World Championships. An opportunity for Melissa Perrine and the self-proclaimed legend of guiding, Bobby Kelly. It is her that says that, nobody else, I think, to get themselves another World Championship medal. Mel Perrine so close to a gold in Kranjska Gora. Didn't race yesterday. Certainly out here today. Super G and slalom making up the Super Combined. How will the Australian pair feature when it comes to the podium places? Perrine gets to set the first time of the morning. Bib number 1, the Australian. Lives in Mittagong now. One of those that didn't race yesterday. The Australians had a few injuries and a few knocks. Oh, she's a little wide there, but they had a few knocks yesterday. Mitch Gawley out of the competition, potentially out of the rest of the season with a wrist injury. But this is looking smooth so far Mel Perrine. Yesterday's downhill was around about the 102 to 108.
Great, the first pair
This
come,
on 14.81
the Melissa
from Mel Perrine.
From Australia with the guide Bobby Kelly.
Yesterday's winner, Menna Fitzpatrick.
Get out the top!
Menna and her guide, Jen Keogh, taking the gold. The big news for the ladies today is that the leg injury picked up by Henrietta Farkasova wasn't one that was going to be shaken off anytime soon, so Farkasova is out. She didn't get the gold yesterday, and it means that 2 golds are on offer for the ladies VI athletes here on the final day. Menna Fitzpatrick could end with a hat-trick of gold. She's inside Perrine. 1.67 at the second intermediate. It's going well for Menna Fitzpatrick. Remember, this first Super G race counts towards the podium places as well as the Super Combined results. And a woohoo as they cross the line indeed. 1.82. Talk about enjoying your skiing. That's exactly what's happening for Menna Fitzpatrick right now. World champion yesterday. Is he going to be number 2 and maybe 3? Kelly Gallagher, Britain's medal winner, in second behind Fitzpatrick yesterday. Beneficiary of injuries and withdrawals. Well, I do love the saying, you've got to be in it to win it, and in this sport you've got to make it to the bottom to make it count, and that is exactly what Gallagher and Smith tend to do 99.9% of the time. Get down to the bottom, get to the line, and you are in with a chance. Gallagher is behind Fitzpatrick. Now the race is on to get somewhere near to Mel Perrine. Steady. Not exceptionally quick, but it's steady enough. No real nervy moments as they come in towards the finish line. Made a little bit of time up at the end actually, but she still doesn't get past Perrine with that time. But it is third position with 1 to come. It could be another medal for Gallagher. Now, this is Anna Peskova, who didn't race yesterday afternoon. Felt that the conditions weren't quite right for her. She is a newcomer in lots of senses to this sport, being guided down by the voice in the headset, in the Bluetooth microphone by Michaela Hubakova. Only 2 athletes from Czech Republic. Already some 11.91. So in the Super G, it would appear that Menna Fitzpatrick is en route to gold, and you can see the difficulties that Peskova is having with this course. Guide Michaela having to almost stop at times, and Peskova really having some struggles here. Not enjoying the speed of which the course is affording her if she wants it. And I think the pairing of Peskova and Hubakova have decided that is enough for now. So a real struggle for the Czech pair. Maybe an underlying reason, but after dropping out yesterday, I think the course has just a little bit too much in it for Anna Peskova. So our first gold of the morning will be confirmed on your screen in a moment, but by my reckoning, Menna Fitzpatrick from Perrine from Gallagher. Gold, silver, bronze, 2 for Great Britain, 1 for Australia. That's the way to start the day. There we go. So Fitzpatrick takes it 112.99 from Melissa Perrine, 114.81. Kelly Gallagher, 117.38. DNF from Peskova doesn't affect that standing. So Fitzpatrick takes the first in the Super G. At Para-Alpine, as you can see, or nearly see with the flag in the way that it is, but at Para-Alpine on that red flag, that you can see is what you need if you want extra content. We'll have a look back at some replays in a couple of moments, but if you want any extra content, that's the place to be. Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Para-Alpine. For anything that we don't bring you on the live stream, I can assure you it will be there. Any vantage point for the coaches? As you can see, climbing on the rocks in the surroundings. And this was the speed shown by Menna Fitzpatrick. It's exhilarating, not only, I'm sure, for her, but it is to watch as well. And our first gold medalist confirmed of the morning. Marie Bochet is out for dominance. She has 3. Can she take another? Rothfuss will follow.
After the ladies standing, see the 5 fast leading in Picasso.
Okay, copy.
Stop again, that we can use them before the bad PI.
Ok. 2 Picasso dopo le standing donne e 5 lisciatori.
Again, plenty of people around. Some of them in sensible hats. Some of them in not so sensible hats, but that's, you know, that's the way it goes. Plenty of cowbells on offer as well, as you can imagine. Fair amount of noise being made at the bottom. There's a slight delay here out on the course before we get our women's standing event underway. 8 athletes getting ready to go. Marie Bochet is ready and away. So a brief pause in proceedings here on our final day, but is there going to be a brief pause to Marie Bochet's gold medal winning ways? You expect her to zoom through the mountain. You expect her to fly down in quick time. She expects to win medals. Never managed the clean sweep yet. The disappointment of missing out on one in the Paralympics is where she's trying to do the clean sweep. She's done it at World Championship level. A couple of silvers last time out in the giant slalom and slalom. Well, she's already corrected that by winning both of those events in Kranjska Gora. And through the line here, 107.46. It looks quick, but it's immeasurable without another athlete on the course. And the next one will be, you would fancy, her closest challenger, Andrea Rothfuss. Not many people have the recipe of how to stop this young lady, Marie Bochet, the 29-year-old. Germany has managed it on several occasions, noticeably in Tarvisio. Couldn't put a gold medal winning run together in Pyeongchang, but when we were in Italy last in 2017 for these World Champs, she had the better of Bochet in both the slalom events. But here in the Super G and the downhill yesterday, Bochet is leading the way. 1.34 the difference between Rothfuss and the French whiz. Closed the gap though, neat through into intermediate section 2. That's good stuff. Just the use of the single pole. Oh, she drops time in the bottom half. 1:11.43 in the end. She closed the gap over that second section.
Number 7.
Little grimace
Laura Velno on
from
start.
Rothfuss, but second in the standing event. Oh, Laura Văleanu from Romania. Văleanu goes out on the side. That is the end for the singular Romanian here. Some smiles at the bottom. Australians and Canadians sat together.
Number 8, bronze medal yesterday in the downhill.
Look back at Lara's exit, just into this left-hander. She gets very wide, a bit delicate trying to avoid that gate, and then drifts off. And just unable to really get it back from there. So puts the brakes on and settles on the outside of the course. A slight delay again at the top. So first two athletes to go, Bochet and Rothfuss making it through the line. Bochet's time leading the way at the moment. Andreea Rothfuss in second. Laura Văleanu from Romania going out, which means that our surprise medalist from yesterday, Ami Hondo, is scheduled next to go in the women's standing. He's delighted that Ami Hondo is next, you see.
It's wonderful seeing the defiance here at the parterre.
Again, if you're just joining us, we are in the final day, and we are looking to get back underway. Ami Hondo, it is. The look on Hondo's face yesterday is a memorable one. She went through the line, clocked her time, then did a little bit of a retake to look back behind her again, because then she realised that time had put her in the podium placing. So Ami Hondo getting the bronze yesterday. You can see Laura Văleanu in the background a moment ago, just watching on. She got to the first intermediate. She didn't get any further than that. Hondo, on the other hand, going okay. Well back on Bochet, but that wouldn't have been the end. That's a great second intermediate. Bochet had her difficulties through there, because we've seen people closing the time. How much more has Hondo got to give? 22-year-old is outside now, though, so it shows you how much Bochet was motoring through the bottom half.
Of course, number 9.
Hondo's time, enough for third at the moment. This is Mel Pemble. Alana Ramsey here in this event. She took the bronze in Pyeongchang. We do have Frédéric Turgeon from Canada as well, but this is Pemble. Hard grind around the corner. She's inside Hondo's first intermediate split time. At the moment, Marie Bochet looking very good for yet another medal. Pemble slightly down in the second part. And again, 107.46 disappearing swiftly. Pemble into the final section. Oh, and she'll be out. Clattered the final gate in pursuit of a medal. That would have been good enough, but I'm pretty sure both those skis weren't inside. Well, she's just going to take a moment to catch her breath, I think. Mel Pemble sliding into the final left-hander. Got wide and slammed through the gates. This is Nina Schmidt. Nina Schmidt from Switzerland. Big wide corner, that one. Again, chasing down Hondo's intermediates times. And we're having some sort of timing issue here because our system is now showing Hondo as the leader. I'm not 100% convinced of the timings at the moment. There you go, Marie Bochet through at 107.46. Schmidt goes through at 8.55 after. So that was Schmidt who went through. Pemble went out along with Valenu from Romania. Take a look back here. We didn't have a chance at the end, but you just see here, trying to get into this left-hander, just sliding away, desperately trying to get inside, and well, it's unofficial on my screen yet, but neither of those skis go the right side of the gate, I don't think. So, unfortunate for Mel Pemble, clattering the gate, had a few moments to get herself set at the end, but we've checked at the bottom of the mountain. She seems okay. So 2 more to come. There is another slight delay out on the mountain, so apologies for that. As it stands, Bochet, Rotus and Hondo are the podium places. This is Frédéric Turgeon.
Thanks. Let's go, Fred.
Patient the first couple, and we hammer the rest of it, Fredo.
Already got herself a World Championship medal from the first half of these World Champs in Slovenia.
Driver, Fredo, let's go, driver.
Great day on our final day. Very smiley character. 19-year-old from Montreal. She's a studier of social and behavioural science. She sat in the commentary box with me for 2 days. I'm not sure she would have learnt a great deal about social and behavioural science right there, but she's a great character. Always good to have a chat, and certainly at 19 is on the scene to stay, it would seem, because she's only in her first World Champs. A visit to the Paralympic Games didn't go the way she wanted, and Turgeon racing away by our calculations, and we are having an issue with the timing system, but a 1:07 is what we believe Boucher has as a leading time, 1:07.46. So this is the second quickest I think we've seen here. How much has Turgeon got to give? She won't know where the struggles for Pemble were. They were right here. No such struggles for Turgeon, just getting inside the gate, and that's bronze in the Super G with one to come. It could be good enough. There's that smile again.
Provisory place for the Turgeon, and it starts in
this is Elena Gratte
from Switzerland to close this
final athlete of the women's standing. Final person to try and make a change to the podium placings.
to finish to exhaust the women's super combined standing. Leader and world champion. Once more, the Marie Boucher from France. And of course, congratulations, the second gold medal here in Sella, Nevea.
So on your screen, exactly what was expected. Boucher takes the title, 1:07.46. I said you can't tell how quick it is until somebody else has been. Look at the tight gap for second and third, though. Rothfuss and Turgeon, 17/100ths of a second. It was tight, but it's Rothfuss who takes silver. Fred Turgeon gets the bronze. It's another medal for the young Canadian. Mel Pemble is the unlucky fourth person. Ami Hondo dropping down into fifth. Binja Smit manages to get sixth position. Well, Pemble's time, I think, will be eradicated eventually. I'm pretty sure that when they review that video, those skis weren't the right side of the gate. Okay. Well, the women's sitting coming up. Again, Super G times of the Super Combined event being taken as medal worthy. Laura Stevens, Moka Muraoka, Anna Schaffelhuber. So this is Boucher. Enjoying herself out on the slopes. And Boucher, as she came across at 1:07, we recognised it as quick. This was the final turn in towards the finish line. This is where we saw Mel Pemble having difficulties. You see the distance that Boucher is away from that gate post. Everybody else taking that corner very wide and getting pretty tight. Boucher very comfortable indeed, and A few chats there. That's Binja Schmidt talking about her experiences out on the mountain.
Game out, some interviews.
And just a delay been announced by the course officials. Just a few amendments being made. Members of the medical team having made their way down, they have to make their way back up and into position, so we do have to wait. And there's Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. A bit of a delay because of a crash on the slow, and joined by a man who knows a bit about that, Mitch Gurley. Mitch, first of all, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Obviously really sad to not be racing today. Small fracture in my wrist yesterday from that crash, so sad to not be out there defending my combi title, but you know, happy it could have been a lot worse. My knees are good and my head's good, so you kind of roll with these things. It's part of downhill.
Yeah, of course. And from what you've seen from yesterday, have you watched the crash back? What did you make of it?
Yeah, I think I just got a little low in the compression there. I'd had some sickness the night before and maybe lacked a bit of power in the legs to deal with that. Got deep in the line, and you know, it was tough out there yesterday. You saw it with the sitting guys. Once anyone got a little bit out of the line, it was really tough snow to kind of come back from, and just got hooked up and a couple tumbles.
And I know what you're like. I know you'll have been trying to convince your coach to let you ski today. What was the chat like? Was there any hope today?
Yeah, well, we got the call when we were driving to Villach to the hospital. They were at the captain's meeting. I said, leave me on the start list. I think I can do it. Got there, and once we did the x-rays, the doctors there said, look, it's a fracture, and while I'm not going to tell you can't race, you can't race.
That seems fair enough. They are the experts after all. Look, talk to me a little bit about the Aussie team, because you guys had a really interesting day yesterday. Some fantastic skis and then some not so fantastic skis, of course, some crashes. You guys always seem so relaxed and happy around the slopes. How nice is that to be a part of?
Yeah, it's great. We've got a really good young team now. I've been around obviously for 12, 13 years now and been through a few generations of Australian teams, but I think the one thing that they've always have in common is that sort of camaraderie and the relaxed attitude of, I guess, we don't really belong here anyway, so we got that bit of a Jamaican bobsled team vibe about us, and we come out here and do what we can, and lucky to have like Corey here, the Kiwis. We always tend to sort of flock together, the Southern Hemisphere guys, and Adam's been a great help as well when he's around, so good luck to him. He's having a baby this week, I think, down in New Zealand, so sad he can't be here, but bigger things, so yeah. And
in terms of the men's standing category, we've got that coming up fairly shortly. Obviously you're not part of it, but how do you see this going? You've had to look at the slope, obviously. Who are you looking to back in this one?
I think Artur's got to be my first pick. He's skiing such an amazing slalom, and he was third yesterday in the speed. I would expect Teo and Marcus to be right in there after the Super G, but we'll see what happens in the slalom. It's not necessarily their A-game, so but maybe they'll have enough of a lead to hang on. Be interesting.
Yeah, we can't wait to watch that. And Mitch, thanks for talking to us. Wish you all the very best, of course. Get back soon. And Alan, it's back to you.
Thank you very much indeed. Medical guys still making their way back. You can see from this camera angle here, there are all the athletes and all the people gathering. There's plenty of them coming out to watch at the bottom of the hill, taking in the action from the finest world para Alpine. This is the situation out there at the moment. You still see the work from the medical team up on the mountain. Snow starting to come quite heavy as well. My understanding is that Mitch Gawley has agreed to join us in the commentary box a little bit later on as well. So not only we have myself for the second half of the Super Combine, but we'll also have Australia's Mitch Gawley. He can't ski. He may as well use his voices, and he's going to be with us in commentary later on this afternoon. I'm hoping that this snow isn't going to affect. And there's Andrew Kirker. He crashed out yesterday. He'll be unhappy with that, to say the least. Andrew Kirker sat at the bottom of the mountain. Kurt Oatway. So taking a look back at some of the action already on our final day, and this is Menna Fitzpatrick and Jennifer Keogh, Great Britain's gold medal winning pairing in the Super G. And you have to fancy them to take the Super Combined altogether now, don't you? The slalom run later. You have to think that these two are hefty favourites, barring a mistake, for the World Championship double today. Maddie Boucher in the other category that we've already had run has got to be, well, I don't even think you'd get odds at this point on Boucher not winning the Super Combine. However, one slip, and as you can see the snow coming, that could be the defining factor. It's got a little bit heavier than it was first thing this morning. It subsided for a little while, but it's certainly back. Will that cause us any more issues? Just to remind you, this delay is because of medical treatment out on the mountain. Those teams have to treat the athlete. My understanding is that it's Laura Velenu. She is down up towards the top of the mountain. That was my understanding anyway. This is Boucher dashing through the snow, as that great Christmas song says. Going to go down and speak to Stephen Jameson again in a matter of moments. Let's see who he's got this time. He's made a lot of friends this week, which is not like him at all. Here it is.
Beautiful, thank you very much, Alan. Joined now by Fred Turchon. Fred, huge congratulations. You're getting a bronze medal in the Super G, we think. How do you feel, first of all?
I feel amazing. I mean, speed is just not my thing yet. I'm still working on it, so to get a medal is I'm just very happy. I didn't expect it, especially following yesterday's results, so I'm very happy and proud of myself that I could just turn that around into a good run.
Yeah, and it must give you so much confidence for this afternoon, given that's an event you like and are very good at.
Yeah, I'm very close to Rutfuss, who's silver, so I will aim for silver with that amazing slalom of mine. I really like slalom, so I think I could get up there a little bit higher, maybe. I'll try.
Do you feel like at the moment this is the best you've ever skied? Is this the form of your life for you?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be my peak of my career, really. I don't have I don't have that much pressure from everyone, and yeah, I mean, I'm having fun, and I'm just like skiing for myself, my dad, so like, yeah, it's just more fun than just to get results. So yeah, it is probably the best year of my skiing. Like, even if the upcoming years, I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, you can see how much you're enjoying it just by the smile on your face every time you come down the slopes. How much are you enjoying Italy so far compared to Kranjska? I know we've had a lot of delays, not just right now, but also in the hotel, waiting for competition. How are you finding Italy so far?
I like Italy. I like the food. So, I mean, I like it here. It has been long and it has been tiring, just like emotionally, to wait for another race, like especially because I do think a lot about my dad if I don't ski, so I do need that little distraction. So to have to wait and everything for races has been quite hard on me, but yeah, I'm happy that I just could turn that around again. Like, it's I'm very proud.
So actually for these last 2 days where you're having to do a training run, a downhill, a Super G, a slalom, this must be like your heaven, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, like, going around, and obviously because I was so tired right now, I'm having a lot of trouble just to keep up with my energy level. Like, it has been quite low lately, so I'm trying to, like, turn that around into a lot of positivity and, like, a lot of good energy, but it's been quite hard, quite a challenge. But yeah, I mean, I've been having fun. So.
Well, we love watching you. Congratulations on what hopefully is a bronze medal, and best of luck today.
Thank you.
Back to you, Adam.
Yeah, I can't imagine mentally what this World Championships is doing to Fred Turgeon, as she mentioned there, Dad passing away fairly recently, and when she's on the snow, it's fine. So I assume when you're trapped in a hotel and there's no chance of going out to even train, as a lot of the guys have mentioned, it must be very, very difficult. So condolences to the Turgeon family, but what a legend and a star that you've got in Fred Turgeon, getting out there, racing despite feeling the pain in her heart, but also racing for her dad and managing to collect a couple of World Championship medals. As Stephen was saying to her, that's good luck to her for the rest of the tournament. Again, you can see visibility around is closing in somewhat. The snow falling fairly constantly now. It has been for the last 30 minutes or so. Laurie Stevens, Momoka Maroka, Anna Schaffelhuber, Annalena Forster, Barbara van Bergen, Tori Pendergast and Anna Benanati are scheduled to go in the women's sitting event. We heard from Fred Turgeon a little while ago. This is part of her event. As I mentioned, she wouldn't have known going into the final section the difficulties that Mel Pemble had right at the finish, but the strength being shown by the single leg skier Turgeon. Getting nice and low into the turns where possible. Again, some of the skiers, especially the single leg skiers, using the outriggers as opposed to the conventional ski poles. The outriggers predominantly used by sit skiers, but some of the single leg skiers use them as a balancing aid. And across the line she comes, and there's a look back at the score in a moment, and then you see a big smile on her face. So she knew what was happening, and look at this, plenty of people knocking around. There's a project from an organisation called Sport for All. Over 300 kids are turning up at the venue. They're being brought to the venue by Sport for All. From schools around the Sella Nevea region, helping to raise awareness about disability, not just in sport. Here are some of those children. So well done to Sport for All for assisting in the raising of awareness around disabilities. It's very, very common for people to not understand a high level and a high number of different disabilities. Those that aren't a visual disability, often misconceived by people. So well done to Sport for All for trying to educate the young on disabilities, both those that you can see and those perhaps that you can't. Well, even the cameramen have to eat, including our friend here. It's hard work out there. Well, we're understanding that the medical team have done their job.
no però, le donne vanno tutto al minuto 10, dopo che i maschi si vanno.
Ili si mi rekao da smanjim na minutu 10, ja sam del na minutu 10 prije
We're back up to the start line. Maury Stevens.
T'as déjà tout démonté? Ouais, t'as déjà tout fait. Là, c'est déjà tout en plus.
Women sitting then.
Ouais.
7 athletes start their journey first to go, which means she gets to set the time for the rest to follow. In the men's sit ski yesterday, that was a decent effort first out of the gate by the New Zealander Corey Peters. For a little while it looked like he might keep himself on the podium. Stevens into the final section then, towards the line comes the American, and it's 1:14.06.
Lasciando volta di applaudire la performance di questi grandi atleti. First time, of course, on set is Momoka.
This is Momoka Muraoka, third in Pyeongchang in this event. Gold in the giant slalom, so she'll be hoping to put in a decent second run in the slalom event to be up there with a chance of taking this super combined. She's already inside Stevens' time. 21-year-old, originally from Saitama, 1.15 ahead now. Okay. Looking steady, nice line through the finish. 2:51 inside the time of Stevens, so 1:11.55 is now the time to beat.
In this moment, Momoka Muraoka at start, number 15. Another interesting race.
Moi, je suis loin cette semaine-là, je suis en Slovénie.
Schaffelhuber next up then. Muraoka's time is leading. Schaffelhuber's inside at the first intermediate split. Five-year-old driving into each and every turn. These next few give you the ability to gain a little speed into the final section. Then just 0.3 was the difference. 1:11.55. Oh, it's good. Schaffelhuber really making up some time at the bottom. 1:43 inside the Japanese skier Muraoka. 1:10.12.
Provisionell die Anna Schaffelhuber in 1 Minute 10 und 12.
Annalena Forster. Schaffelhuber is the Paralympic champion.
On the slope
Schaffelhuber is the reigning super combined champion. Forster will be out to stop that this time around. The 23-year-old, only 6th in the Super G in Treviso. DNF'd in the downhill in Pyeongchang, so this could be the opening that Schaffelhuber needs. Muraoka and Forster will be looking to put in a big challenge in the slalom, but if you're too far behind, and this is This is a slow one from Annalena Forster. Schaffelhuber has the advantage. Schaffelhuber and Muraoka, 1.43 between them. That isn't the best from Forster in time. Gold and silver yesterday for Germany. That looks a very distant memory already. I can't see that one happening again here on the final day. Van Bergen. Oh, that's quick. Well, this looks quick from Van Bergen. Unless there's a timing error here. Oh, Van Bergen getting up high and sliding out. And Barbara Van Bergen cost herself a medal yesterday. And it looks like she's done it again here. Well, sliding into your shot. She will be furious. Oh. It was so quick again. If Barbara Van Bergen can rid tiny errors, then we might find ourselves a new medalist. But at the moment, just these things here. She gets up and there's nothing really she can do, but she just can't wrestle it back. And that's unlucky. Unlucky from Barbara Van Bergen. Was going well. Again, like yesterday, it looked like it might be podium speed, but Van Bergen is out. Got a feel for the Dutch sit skier. But down comes Barbara Van Bergen, and she is out of the competition. So it's Schaffelhuber from Muraoka, that's the top two.
So number 17, Barbara Van Bergen has retired. The timing is ready, so we are just waiting for the start of number 17.
Again, chance for you to see the conditions out on the course. The start gate has an athlete there, so we'll be ready in a matter of moments. Tori Pendergast crashing out in the warm-up yesterday. Celebrated her birthday here in Sella, Nevea. Can she, with 1 day left, pick up a little present, a little souvenir in the form of a medal to take back to Oz with her? Mentioned yesterday, a real fun character, Tori Pendergast.
Here we go, Tori.
Great sense of humour.
18.
Come on, girl.
Can she find the right line to get herself a World Championship medal? Van Bergen going out despite being quick is good news in one sense. Not for Barbara Van Bergen. Oh, and Pendergast takes a big spill as well, and well, landing on the sit ski might have just saved her a bad back and a bad neck actually a moment ago. And well, Pendergast is seemingly all right. And she's already in a vertical. Let's take a look at this. Comes here. Oh, yeah, there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing she can do apart from hold on tight. And I tell you what, she gets lucky here. The ski really does save her. If that ski had come off, she'd have landed on the back of her head and neck, and that would have hurt. But these athletes don't get into the sport without knowing. They don't get into the sport without knowing the dangers that exist, and the safety equipment and the safety on the course is done to its best. And again, just take a look here. Quick round the corner, but you just hit something, and there's nothing that any of the sit skiers can do here apart from wait. And well, Tori Pendergast will feel a little bit sore from being thrown around, but she knows the perils of this sport more than anybody else, perhaps, as we go down and speak to Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, thank you very much. Joined by Anna Schaffelhuber here. Anna, congratulations on a fantastic run. What are your thoughts after it?
Yeah, I'm very happy about this run today. It was a little difficult because I did not see a lot because it was very snowy and the snow came down. Yeah, so I'm very happy. I think parts were pretty good, and I had some parts where I was a little bumpy and I feel not that safe. But all in all, I'm happy that the time is good, and yeah, I'm gonna look forward to the slalom for the combined. Yeah, I think it's pretty good from the distance I have to the strong slalom skier Annalena. So yeah, I will do my best in the second.
And in terms of what you were saying there about it feeling a little bit bumpy, we've seen a couple of crashes since. What's it like out there for you guys?
Yeah, it's very bumpy. It's very bumpy, and you don't see the bumps. Yeah, because of the snow and all these things. So I had one point where I was not sure if I can stand it and if I manage it, how to go on. Yeah, but I only focus to stay straight and strong, so that that the bumps don't hit me and I fall. So yeah.
Well, 2 speed events, 2 provisional gold medals. Can't ask for much more than that, right?
Yeah, I'm very happy about this. You know, in the beginning of the week, when I saw the weather forecast, I thought, oh my goodness, my disciplines, and I wasn't sure if we can manage or how we can handle this. Yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah, I think it's my with the ski I won all my races, so it's my best ski, and I think maybe in some years it will get a special place, and I'm very happy about that.
And talk to me a little bit about the support network you've got here. You've got Bavarian flags waving around you. It must be nice to have your friends watch as well.
Oh yeah, my whole family and friends are here, and I'm so happy about this. You know, yeah, I had to get some holidays to come out of the job. Yeah, I'm so happy. It's a great surrounding, and I only can say thank you.
And you've put on a performance for them as well. So congratulations, and we wish you all the best this afternoon.
Thank you.
Alan, it's back to you.
Oh, she had to take holidays from work to become a world champion. Come on, work. You've got a world champion in your midst. Just give it a time off. Anyway, these kids are back. Just a reminder, these kids here being educated about disabilities, not just in sport. It's part of the annual Christmas charity by Techno Alpine, who joined forces with Sport for All. So well done to all of those involved in that. This is Anna Beninati, the final athlete taking part in the women's sit ski. Five-year-old from San Antonio. Did compete in the World Cup finals a couple of years ago. This is the first World Championships by my records. Big slides from Beninati. Some 15.37 down on Barbara van Bergen, but this is where we lost the Dutch athlete. So Beninati has gone one stage further. Only 4 have finished of the 6 so far, so Beninati has a chance of a medal if he can get some more time, but I think that's slipped away. Beninati's main aim now is getting to the line, finishing her World Championship run. She's greeted by the cheers at the bottom of the mountain. Beninati comes across in 1:34.82. See the winner being cheered away, chatted to, but Schaffelhuber takes it from Maraoka. Well, Stevens gets herself a World Championship medal. She was inside the time of Annalena Forster. So it's America in 3rd, Japan in 2nd, Germany are in 1st position with Anna Schaffelhuber.
As I said before, another gold.
Here she is making her way down. Enjoying her performance, as she said, but it is bumpy out there, and people like Tori Pendergast will tell you just how bumpy it is. Schaffer-Huber hitting the right lines and finding victory in the women's sitting. We're over to the men's events now. Start of the Super Combined, start of the Super G for the Vision Impaired. Renaud Muggenfoot is behind that start list somewhere. And he will be ready to go very, very shortly. Renaud late to the sport. Multi-talented man. He's written a book all about his exploits with his disability.
9, the pairs in this race.
Slip crew making their way down, looking after the course as they do so, which means the race has to wait just a little longer. The teams all have a flag out there, and they're encouraged to make a base. I can't tell if Luke, the cameraman's, trying to keep warm or some sort of dance for dads. But we'll ask Luke later. Again, thank you for joining us on the final day of these World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships. We're here in Sella, Nevea. We've been to Kranjska Gora. The World Cup itself heads back to Kranjska Gora. We start racing on Sunday all the way through to Tuesday. However, the weather at the moment is not great. So, Renaud Muggenfoot, 53 years old. Guided by Christoph Meiner. Just constantly looking back and making sure that his skier is following the line and following him. Another look over the shoulder from Christoph. Muggenfoot picked himself a World Cup medal last year, or World Cup podium place last year. Desperately close to a Paralympic medal as well in the Super Combined, so this could be a good World Championships for Renaud. Muggenfoot gets across the line. Is it good enough for a medal? Unfortunately, we have a while to wait until we can answer that very question.
The two Slovakian.
So the Austrian leads the way, but already Haraos 1.49 seconds inside, guided down by Maroš Ludik. It was a rare old day for Slovakia yesterday. with Farkasova not picking up a gold. Neither did the men. But Herreros, he's very quick here. Bib number 21 into the final section. And Herreros hits the line, 105.82, well inside Murenfurt.
This wonderful performance.
Well,
number 22.
Cross.
Giacomo Bertagnoli e Fabrizio
A little prayer.
Casal in pista.
Is that time good enough to take the gold in the Super G? Is it good enough to help him with his second ski of the day? Already, Giacomo Bertagnoli, gold medalist yesterday. Oh, Bertagnoli gets out of shape. Oh, that could have been a huge moment. Well, somehow he's still 3 seconds up, but he might have been sitting down if it wasn't for a little bit of composure. Well done, Bertagnoli. Oh, and again. Well, a lesser skier might not be coping with these bumps, but at the moment, Bertagnoli is absolutely flying. He and Casal will get across the line well in front. But, wow. Breathe a sigh of relief. I think Bertagnoli knows it as well. Talk about some hairy moments. Sometimes you don't even know how you got to the bottom.
At start, number 33, another.
Jakub Krakow, another of our VI skiers that's capable of a quick time, and he has already. 0.24 the difference between Krakow and the rest at the first intermediate. Will he have the problems that Bertagnoli had here? Doesn't seem it. A little smoother line. Down to the second intermediate then. This is Jakub Krakow. He's going to be behind here. 1.29. The race for the Super G gold is on. Stanislav Brosman finding the line. That's the guide at the front, at the bottom of your picture, leading Krakow down. 102.93. It's not going to be. Bertagnoli has the better of the times. It's second for Krakow. Third for Herreros.
Leaders corner for Giacomo Bertagnoli e Fabrizio Casal. Complimenti. Partiti intanto
Thomas Savard with Kevin Lamé. Good yesterday, and again he's just 0.93 outside of the big dogs in the sport. Would have been much more entertaining, I'm sure, to have had Matt Marcoux here as well, the Canadian on the injured list. Oh, Savard getting all shades of wide. And he's now trailing significantly through that second section. Those wide bends won't help you, but Savard very much learning the sport. Through the line he comes, 4.72, it's fourth. Oh, unlucky. Savard into fourth position, gets the high five from Lamé. But that'll put him fourth. Kevin Burton.
All right, bring it over. All right, come on, dive it in.
Led by Kurt Grimmelman, new guide for the season for Kevin Burton. Got a fifth place in the Super Combined in Pyeongchang in his first Winter Games in Alpine. He'd already been there as a para biathlete and para cross-country athlete. Wasn't far behind at the first intermediate, but that second part of the course is where Bertagnoli really excelled despite struggling to stay on the course at all. It was purely because of how quick he was. Burton somewhat slower, 102.93 is going to go fairly quickly, and this bottom section. Is complete, and 1:09.49. It's fifth for Burton.
With the fifth time, Kevin Barton and Kurt Grimmelman.
Patrick Jensen next up. On the start list it says that his guide is Bobby Kelly, but that's not accurate. His guide is Zali Offord. Used to have Laura Falk, another of our VI skiers who's getting used to a different guide throughout. Could be way off the times for medals, but it's another completed run for Patrick, 22-year-old from Newcastle, Australia.
With
New South Wales time. Gets through, and that is a completed run. Tadeusz Chris, 23-year-old. His guide is Radim Neverly. So 2.4 down at the opening intermediate. Yellow helmet of the guide Radim. Tadeusz following the instructions given to him via the headset. This will be outside of 110 for Chris. 12.29.
Settima posizione, 7th place for Tadeusz Chris and his guide.
Now, Marek Kubacka. Guided down by Maria Zatovikova, and this is the only one of our athletes that is a B1 athlete. Again, for those tuning in maybe for the first time, all the athletes using a guide. Zatovikova actually has a speaker on the back of her as well as the headset microphone, so that Kubacka can follow the sound of her voice. He isn't able to do anything other than follow the instructions and the sound of that speaker, so this is really mesmerizing stuff at times. All of the athletes are classified B1 to B3. Those in the B3 have the highest visual acuity. Those in B1, their goggles are blacked out because they have very little or no sight whatsoever in that classification. So it's all about the instruction. He is already a gold medal winner. So you see his factored time, 62.12. So the clock at the bottom doesn't resemble the average stopwatch. There is a formula put into place and it's factored to 62.12. That's Marek Kubacka coming towards the line. Oh, it's fourth. It's fourth position for Kubacka, just outside here, but that will leave him in good stead and a good place for the second half of the Super Combined. Where it comes to the Super G, he's just missing out on a medal there, Kubacka. But that will put him in a very, very good spot later on. Now, this man here has perhaps been the biggest surprise of the VI campaign. Already finding medals, 2 bronze, 1 silver. Silver yesterday in the downhill. 36-year-old Josef Lana. Very new to the circuit. These guys have only been together for about a year. He's from Tyrol. Whilst he's been skiing a long time, I don't think he'd ever really given it a thought to trying to win medals. He's got 3 from 3 already. He's got bronze. He's got silver. As I say, this man's perhaps the surprise package of these whole World Championships. Is there something bigger in the locker from Josef Lana? This would be huge. Frans Ergatte is the guide. As I say, it's all come very quickly. These guys not quite together a year yet. It's quicker than the first intermediate, but it was the second part of this course where Bertagnoli excelled. What has Lana got? Are we watching a first-time world champion in the making? 42.61 at the next intermediate will give us an idea. Lana driving through this course. He's outside of Bertagnoli, but is there something big at the bottom? It's only 0.55. Josef Lana, 2 bronze medals, a silver. Has he got something big at the bottom end here? 102.93 is the time to look for as he turns into the final part of the course. Oh, he clatters the wrong side of the gate. It would have been goal, but I think Lana goes the wrong side of the gate. Absolute drama. Josef Lana was just milliseconds away from taking the World Championship gold medal, and he hits the wrong side of the gate. You can't write this. Really can't write this stuff. Into the left-hander. He just loses a little bit of grip, and he smashes the outside of the grate. We saw Mel Pemble do it in the women's standing. Josef Lana could well have given himself the Super G title to add to the medals he's already got, and he hit the wrong side of the very last gate. Heartbreak for the Austrian.
Schade, echt schade für die beiden, für Josef Lachner und Franz Ergatte.
Oh dear. Well, you feel like crying for him. That is, well, he's despondent a little, isn't he? He's got to think long and hard about that tonight. Oh, it's absolutely gutted for him. Well, Josef Lana, there you see him lying on his back. He knows exactly what that means. Not only does he not take the Super G title, he's out of the Super Combined as well. And the Austrian, who's already surprised us, he's already given us some great moments. And I said he could have been the find of the World Championships. He could have defined his World Championships, but the very final gate cost him dearly. Well, the standings for now will show that Lana is top because he crossed the line and clocked a time. But take that with a pinch of salt, if you will. That video will get reviewed, and a little bit like Mel Pemble, who appeared in our standings earlier on, just having a little technical issue here, but Josef Lana will not win the title despite finishing 0.68 in front. Just being inside that gate wouldn't have lost him that time. Oh, and it really is devastating for Josef Lana. Let us know your thoughts at Paralpine. You can send us a tweet, hashtag Paralpine as well. Josef Lana, Austria held its breath for a world champion in the men's VI, and the very last gate gave us the talking point. Despite a great rundown, one gate can undo you. Oh, devastation. Well, still plenty of racing to come. The Picassos are out on course. They're painting their blue lines. I've got an extension needs painting. I might have a word. Looks a lot quicker with those machines, doesn't it? as Zali and Mitch, the guide Zali for Patrick Jensen, and Mitch Gawley, who's, as he said, he's been through a few generations of the Australian team, but he's kind of the go-to guy for them for chats. We'll take a look at the men's standing event. Mitch Gawley does appear in that list. He did say in his interview earlier that he wanted to be left on the start list just in case he found a kind doctor. He didn't. He found an honest doctor who said, mate, don't. And Mitch Gawley has. I would suggest maybe for the first time he's actually listened to the medical advice. He's normally one to just go out and get it done, but clearly there is a problem, so he is not in that list to start. Plenty of good athletes though, including all three of the Super G gold, silver and medal winners from Pyeongchang. So Manuel Bordanks, by the way, down there in number 51, just before Aaron Lindstrom, gave us a very special run towards the end of yesterday's event. This is Giacomo Bertagnoli, who has won the title. He had a few hairy moments, didn't he, out there on the course, but it was quick enough. And I would suggest that the rest of them will now take note of Josef Lana. There, just look at that. Look at the balance from Bertagnoli. And again, to those skiers out there, he's doing that with a vision impairment, so it doesn't always mean he's aware of everything around him. Waving at the bottom, a little bit of jigging around to keep warm as well. And today's Chris at the bottom. Here you go. There's the Picassos I was talking about, the guys who paint the lines. And after 4 events, the lines need replacing once again. So we've still got the men standing and the men's sitting to come. Men standing has the most entries of all of our categories. There's those kids again. Sure, they enjoy being out there and watching.
Un nome, una leggenda dello sci paralimpico, Bruno Oberhammer, 10 medaglie olimpiche, con la guida Paolo Tavian che lo ha accompagnato nei suoi successi olimpici, per cui tributiamo un grande applauso a Bruno Oberhammer che ci ha fatto visita, ci ha gradito della sua visita a questo appuntamento mondiale. Speriamo di averlo ai nostri microfoni per capire
Thomas Savard with him. And again, Bertagnoli wasn't without a few problems on his run. Well, there we go then. We'll start with Markus Salka in the men's standing event, the bronze medal winner from Pyeongchang, silver medal winner yesterday. Having spoken to Mitch Gawley earlier with Stephen Jameson, his pick was Arthur Boucher, despite Theo Rimeur being the Paralympic champion, but the form that Boucher is in for the slalom might just give him the advantage. Boucher looking very good yesterday as well, but not able to top the table and get to the gold medal position on the podium. Salka, on the other hand, was in good form. Has a chance. Into the latter stages of the run then. The good speed from the Austrians so far. Into the final left-hander. Oh, and he's not the first Austrian to have a problem coming through the line, is he? Well, Josef Lana didn't get the line right, neither did Markus Salka. Maybe a team brief after this one, but Salka gets through the line in 1:01:06, which isn't sloppy, and he isn't out of the contest either. Well, it's a few bits of his ski sprayed around the bottom half of the course there. Now, Paralympic champion Theo Rimeur. He's inside at the first split. Really driving into that turn. A lot of spray from the course. Getting in deep as much as he can. 1.93 quicker. This is why he's the Paralympic champion. Theo Rimeur enjoying this Super G. Oh, and out he goes. Well, just missing that off shot. Theo Rimeur. Well, I think he's missed his gate here. I'm trying to read the instructions that the Italian official on the far side is trying to explain, but Theo Rimeur is out, and this is a huge shot. Well, Rimeur is making his way down. He appears to be out of the contest. Just happened out as we switched between two cameras. It was so quick. All of a sudden he was pulling up. Well, that was dramatic. Try and bring you an update on that, but at the moment it appears that the Paralympic champion, well, it's here, it's before that. He pulls up during that gate, so something happens just before there. Well, we'll try and find what we can on that one, but it seemed to happen in between the two camera shots. And the Paralympic champion, as far as I know, is out. I'll let you know if anything else develops in that story. But Theo Rimeur has now just thrown this World Championships wide open. Well, Robin Kusch, he's next to go. His compatriot is gone. Rimeur is out, it would seem.
Start stop или nije? Start stop.
Start stop.
Viću start stop. Ko je rekao start stop? Next. Timing. Timing.
Slight delay here as we try and ascertain, one, what happened with Theo Rimeur, and two, we've got some issues on the course that need resolving as well. So these youngsters just being made to wait a little longer to see some more athletes come down. They look appropriately dressed for it, so that's good. They come first for the weather. Now let's have a look back. This is Markus Salka coming into the final gate. Just getting a little bit too low, doesn't he? But both those skis are definitely inside that gate. He loses one there. And I'm hoping that he's not injured and can't compete this afternoon. But certainly Salka getting through the line, and his time still stands because Theo Remor at the moment, according to what we've seen, is out. But we're waiting to understand whether there was a yellow flag on the course for Theo Remor.
Ja, das ist unnotwendig. Schon anzufangen.
So going back to the start, we went with Marcus Sarker to begin with. Theo Remor has given us a pause in proceedings. Robin Kusch is waiting up at the start. Arthur Balchet is waiting in the wings. Mitch Corley is out due to injury. Christophe Bernard Schneider will go after now. We head down the list. A few Americans in a row here. Harahei, Hogan, Walsh, and Wood follows on from that as well. So there's a good draw for the Americans.
We are waiting the start of Robin Kusch. We are going to understand that.
Here we go then. So back up the top then. Robin Kusch is away. Now we join him as he heads towards Gemur's first intermediate. Well, now the first two intermediates can be completely ignored at the moment because Gemur appears to be out of the contest. Oh, Kusch getting a little wide. 20-year-old from Neuchâtel. Down on Gemur's time as it stands. He's not chasing Gemur's time. Now, I can give you some news. I've just seen Theo Gemur on the back of a motorised vehicle. I think he is being taken to the top of the mountain the quick way. I think Theo Gemur will be allowed to run again. Robin Kusch gets across the line here.
The race.
But I can tell you that Theo Gemur has just been sped off somewhere, so it looks like he will go again. Now, this is Arthur Balchet, so we can ignore these intermediates for now. Balchet, 0.5 down on Gemur's run, but Gemur, it appears, will go again. Well, we thought the VI was drama. The man standing is doing so as well. Now, Arthur Balchet, silver in the Super G in Pyeongchang. The 18-year-old is having a spectacular time of it in his teens, isn't he? 2 World Championship golds. He couldn't get himself a gold at the Paralympics, but he certainly knows the formula when it comes to World Champs. He's inside Sarker's time. He punches the air.
Very good. Congratulations.
So this is Christophe Schneider then. No Mitch Gorley, as I mentioned earlier on. We'll try and get Mitch into commentary for the final part of these World Championships. Schneider, 26-year-old Austrian. The last 2 Austrians to go have had a problem with the last gate, so we'll keep an eye on this. Third time lucky, maybe. Right away down on the intermediate splits at the moment. Balchet is the person to beat. .52 for Balchet. He's going to be outside that. That will put him in 4th position for now. It's the slowest of the 4 runs so far. 1:03.76 for Christophe Bernhard Schneider. Thomas Field. Third of the Swiss athletes to go, whilst we've got 4 Americans in a row later. Already had 3 Swiss skiers. Theo Guimard, I've had it explained to me, was shown a yellow flag on the course to prevent him from going all the way down. So there must have been something wrong out there on the course, and Guimard has been taken back up to the top. My understanding is he'll run at the end of the men's standing event. It might appear earlier. 2.42 down, 102.94. Thomas Field goes into 3rd place. Now Jordan Broussin is next up. The weather conditions, by the way, have improved dramatically in the last half an hour. The sun is trying to make an appearance and everything. Who would have thought it? 123 down, Broussin in the opening section. 25-year-old. Amputation of his left leg in 2009. Only in the May, so he's coming up to a decade since that happened. Broussin now on the slopes of the World Championships in Alpine, giving it everything he can here. Just nipping his foot inside that gate and that one. Well, that's 6, and Broussin.
Jordan Broussin
takes a look back at the scoreboard at the bottom. It's often nice to see the reactions of the athletes, and Broussin doesn't look overly pleased.
Online now.
Martin Franze not just enjoying the Alpine, he was riding around the town on a rather large bike, road bike, motor, yesterday evening. He and a few of the other Slovakians enjoying themselves off the slopes as well. Franze doesn't have the ability to use a ski pole in either hand. He's fighting the course with his legs. Franze, I've said it before, one of the most unlucky athletes on the circuit, the 34-year-old, and so many occasions he's come forth, always striving to get that first big medal since 2009. It's not going to be this time around either. 4:49 behind, 105.01 for Martin Franze.
Che ci stanno deliziando con le loro performance.
Niko Pijancic from Austria now. One-year-old. 3rd Austrian in the men's standing event. Markus Salka still in 2nd. Christoph Schneider down a little lower than that. Pijancic somewhat off the pace. Another skier with just the ability of the ski pole in the left hand. His factored time is unchanged. 60.52 is the time from Bauchet. Pijancic gets into 8th.
Zeit.
James Whitley from Great Britain. Two 10th place finishes in Pyeongchang. Seventh in the slalom in Tarvisio a couple of years back. This is his fourth World Championships, yet to claim a medal. He's pretty consistent, James, only a couple of DNFs in his World Championship history. One of those in the Super Combined in Tarvisio, funnily enough. Oh, he just skirts back inside the final gate. That final gate has been placed beautifully from a television point of view, hasn't it? Not necessarily for the skiers. A few issues going down. This is Andorra's Roger Puig-Davy. Oh, he's just struggling. Managed to get back in the racing line. Looked like he might miss a gate there, but Roger keeping himself going. Not now. Down he goes, and hopefully the netting softens the blow. And well, Roger Puig-Davy is annoyed with himself, and Davy is in the net. He's going to roll himself around and get himself up. He looks fine. It's again just there, trying to change the body weight, shift from one side to the other to stop himself from falling down on his right side. He ends up clipping the back of his ski and going over on the left side, sliding down and into the barriers, which well done to whoever laid those. They've done their job, and Roger Puig-Davy looks okay. Again, just you see from another angle, just struggling to try and stay up as he leans into the right-hander. And down he goes. So he seems fine, but he is gone. Inaku Misawa is waiting at the top. As I mentioned, you see, blue skies appearing as we get prepared to enter our final phase of the World Championships. The beauty of Sella Nevea being truly revealed right around the region. This is Hiraku Misawa. So, 31-year-old from Matsumoto. Originally, this is not his first time at a World Champs by any stretch. 2004 was his debut. This is Misawa's 7th World Championships. Well down on times. Another that's been unlucky, medalled third in the slalom in 2009. Nothing any more recent than that, as he goes over in 10th position. Now this is Alexis Guimond. I think we've lost Alexis Guimond here. You see coaches, there he is, just sliding from that earlier position. Guimond is without ski. So Alexis Guimond has found himself with a rather hefty slide down, and this is, look at this, who needs skis? Somebody else will retrieve those. Careful, Alexis, careful. Well, Alexis Guimond is out. There's Davi just talking it through with, I think that's his mum on the left, and then his coach on the right. I think his dad's here as well. I know which one of those two's got more talent, and the one walking off is not the winner. Arthur Bauchet chatting away with Stephen Jameson, our host. They've enjoyed themselves chatting over the course of this World Championship so far. Will they have another little chat later on? We'll find out. Theo Rimeux is scheduled to rerun. That's the big news. He was second out of the gate in the men's standing, Theo. Rather bizarre stoppage led us all to believe that something hadn't quite gone right, and Theo was whipped back up the mountain, and we are expecting him to go again. There's the Anna Lindström fan club. It's only one, but she's enjoying herself.
Dit is ik al Philip. Die maakt gewoon naar Philip doen.
I don't think so.
So we have got some footage of Alexis Guimond here. It's don't blink, you might miss it sort of stuff, but into this left-hander and down towards the right. And then we lose him. He should come out where that red gate is at the top, but for some reason he just ends up sliding past us. So there you go. An odd one from Alexis Guimond. So well done to the guys in the truck, looking long and hard to see if they can find Alexis Guimond's Achilles heel, but they can't find it. But there you go. So still delayed up at the top. Now Stephen Jameson is down at the bottom. He's going to have a chat in a couple of moments with one of the athletes down at the bottom, I understand. Still, again, you see the blue skies appearing at the top of the hill now as well, so all of the cloud has gone. And hopefully that will leave us with a beautiful day. Here's Stephen Jameson once again.
Yeah, a little bit of delay out on the course, so with our current leader at the moment. Arthur, how did you feel after your run?
I'm feeling really good. I think I did a good ski with technical error, but it's a game, so I hope Theo will do a biggest error, but we will see. I will wait Theo to... When Theo will be in the finish, we will see what happened, but yeah, it's a good start.
And what are the emotions like now for you, having to wait to see Theo ski? Is it nervous? How are you feeling?
Yeah, a little bit nervous, but it's okay because I know the podium, it's not far for me, so yeah, I'm good, and there is my family to support me, so yeah, I'm very happy.
I was just about to ask, actually, yeah, you've got a big support network here with you today. How nice is it to ski in front of them?
I'm really happy because, yeah, I start because they put me on ski, so yeah, I'm really happy to share that with them, and they know I love them.
And they've got the best hats in the game, right, as well?
Yeah. The chicken hat, it's really good. I love them.
Are we going to see you in one of those later on for the slalom? Is that where you're going to ski down and get the chicken hat on?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, we wish you all the very best of luck. We'll let you take a breather. Alan, it's back to you.
I do worry about Stephen's fashion advice, asking if the skiers want to wear a chicken hat. Maybe not. Maybe we should make Stephen wear the chicken hat. Perhaps that's the best solution for everybody. Well, the slight delay before we get back underway. Everybody are seemingly ready. My understanding now is that this will be Theo Rimeur, take two, if you like, stopped in the first run. He's now got the opportunity to come again after what it was apparently a yellow flag incident for Theo. So James Whitley taking on his 11s, 10 to 12s. James Whitley. That's mum and dad behind him. Look at that, spectacular. If you get a chance to come to Sella Nevea, I can strongly advise it. Again, see the hard work happening behind. Now, Theo Rimeur. A second chance, this time in the sunshine. Racing against the clock, 60.52. .30 seconds gone in this Theo Rimeur. Big opportunity this for the Paralympic champion. Wasn't his fault. This was the area he stopped last time out. Balche's time, 60.52, or a slide, but he's there, 1.29. Theo Rimeur looked a little out of shape as he came into the final section. Well, he won't mind a fall there because that doesn't count. It might go in the outtakes, but he'll be taking out a medal in the Super G. Rimeur goes ahead of Balche, ahead of Salka. By the way, that's exactly how the Super G finished in Pyeongchang as well. Now, Davide Bendotti. Return to the normal running order. Bendotti, single leg skier from Italy, bib number 44 in our start lists. Bendotti, 24-year-old. Debut big event was the World Champs in Treviso. Bendotti well outside the minute mark, and through the line he comes though, 109.98. Theo Rimeur, 59.23, just to really show you how big that time was. Bendotti finishing his run. This is Braden Luscombe from Canada. 26-year-old from Victoria, British Columbia. 3.78 down at the first intermediate. A big fan of road cycling and a bit of a tattoo designer in his spare time as well. Right leg amputee from the age of 5 years.
With
Gets himself across the line. 6.43 down, well inside Bendotti's last run. It's 11th for Braden Luscombe. Little shake of the head. Kohei Takahashi. Takahashi, second of the two Japanese athletes in the men's standing. Again, just the use of the ski pole in the left hand. 2018, did go to Pyeongchang, but very much this is about learning. His ambition at the moment is to get to the next Winter Games. Just inside the final gate. 9.33 back though, 13th position for Kohei Takahashi. Now, don't adjust your TV sets. It's all about the Americans now. 4 of them in a row. Andrew Harahei will start. A 23-year-old from Connecticut. Andrew's impairment is cerebral palsy. His mum even wrote a book, an illustrated children's book about his life. It's called Andrew Can Ski, Even with CP, which was published back in 2014. And here he is at a World Championship, so I wonder if she has to make a new version of that one. Oh, and Andrew's struggling with the last gate as well. Shake of the head and a punch of the ground. Well, he stopped the clock, but I'm not sure he goes the right way around the gate. That's the issue there. So Andrew Harahei might be joining us later. He might not be. We'll get the official results of that. You can see them online, Paralympic.org. Place to be. Now this is Conor Hogan. Year-old. The impairment cerebral palsy on. That's a big crash for Conor Hogan. Another right at the end. So back up to the start gate. There's Theo Rimeux. He has to wait now. There's a couple more Americans. And, well, he'll have been relieved to get the chance to do it again. So well, we saw Conor Hogan come to an abrupt end a moment ago. This is the end of Andrew Harahei's race. Just trying to ascertain whether he got both skis the right side. He's wide here. He's desperate. Do you know what he might have done? I don't think either of them straddled the gate post. That might get reviewed, but he was upset about going down. Well, that's pretty much the finish. So Andrew beating the ground at the end of the race. I just wanted to see that again to make sure that both skis went the right side, or the left, if you want to use the English language, but the right side in the sense of the current rules of the competition. And I think Andrew Harahei will survive, but hey, what do I know? Hogan's crash seems to have left him with an injury. People looking on.
Se fosse possibile con la motoslitta magari dare
Pedersen, Norway,
una mano
will
ai
be first to lead that out.
della Croce Rossa.
You can see Conor Hogan having to be helped away from the course, so all the best to Conor. Looked an awkward one as he came to the end. Again, I told you that last gate has caused a few difficulties.
They don't have the cable start.
Okay, looks like we've gone from winter to autumn in a matter of moments, doesn't it? Again, just a short delay. Got to clear the course for Andrew. Sorry, for Conor Hogan. Prepare to go again. Let's go down and speak. Well, hear from Stephen Jameson. Who's he with now?
So, big congratulations on a brilliant ski. You had to have 2 goes at it. How are you feeling now as you stand in the leader box?
Yeah, I feel really good. I think this medal was not so easy to take, but I take it today again, and I'm really happy. And for the rerun, it's something that can happen. So we are prepared for that, and it was okay for me.
Yeah, it certainly seemed to be a great run from you, but as I chatted to you before when you came down, you said the same thing yesterday. It didn't feel very good, but here you are on top once again. How do you explain that?
I don't know, but yeah, I am on the top of the podium today, so I can be happy.
And how much confidence now does this give you ahead of the Super Combine later on the slalom? I know that wasn't your best ski in Kranjska Gora, but does this give you confidence now to go in this afternoon and absolutely smash it?
I just will have some good feeling today, I think, after this afternoon. And yes, slalom is not my thing, so we will see, but I will try my best, and it's the last race of the World Championship, so all or nothing.
All or nothing. It'd be nice to do 3 again like in Pyeongchang, right?
Yeah, the same.
We wish you all the very best of luck for that. Congratulations once again this morning. Alan, it's back to you.
Belongs to the birthday boy of just a few days ago. Now 24. Working hard to get inside that blue gate, wasn't he? 2.31 down. Walsh in his second World Championships, a 5th place in the slalom at Pyeongchang. Tells us that as he continues through his career, he'll be a threat. Finding a good line through these gates. Oh, he's absolutely demolished that one as he comes over the line. He's in 5th position. That'll leave him in a good place in the Super Combined. It won't get him a medal in the Super G.
I'll start.
Spencer Wood next up. He and Thomas Walsh enjoying their time on the World Cup circuit before we got to the World Champs. Those two were both out in Zagreb, whilst many chose to keep their concentration on the World Championships. Those two getting a little bit more time on the World Cup circuit. World Cup finishers in Morzine this year in France for the World Cup final. I'm sure a good gathering of athletes for that event as well. Spencer Wood in towards the final left-hander then. Just stood himself up towards the end, didn't he, to make sure he didn't slide off. And Spencer Wood looks back at his time. Samur, Balshrey, Salka not being affected by the late stages of the standing. Now, Manuel Baldanks was for the bottom of the ride, and, well, he's got lucky in the sense that he's managed to slide right down the middle of the course, and up he gets. So Manuel Baldanks, as I said, he goes very, very quick. He certainly throws himself into the course. The people wearing the chicken hats are wearing concerned faces as well. Let's go back and see this from Baldanks. As he comes up, you just see he's off balance, and now he's leaning forward. Over he goes, and the right leg is... I have no idea what to do here. Manuel going to uncouple himself from his other ski, and we'll just have a brief pause while they make the course safe again and make the course good enough to go.
How are you finding it out there? We're seeing more and more crashes as you guys are coming down. It's tough out there, right?
Yeah, I think today we had some soft conditions, and as more racers went down the hill, you're starting to see more crashes. And you know, on the line it's a little bit icy, a little bit choppy, but as soon as you get off that line, really soft, and that's when you get in trouble.
I was speaking to you just before, and you said there was a point where you almost felt a little bit go, and you were just trying to hit.
Do what you need to do.
So even from the point where you guys have your first inspection first thing in the morning, to even when the race is going through, that instruction is changing all the time with how the course is changing and what the coaches are saying.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
I think that's the beauty of Super G, is that you only get one inspection, one run. In the downhill, you get a training run, so you kind of understand the speed. And
once again, while we had the delay, you see the off balance there from Baldanks. He just starts to lean forward. Great replay to demonstrate from start to finish. You see the loss of the right ski, but he was reunited. He has since made it down, and I think we're just waiting for... decent performances in the World Cup last season. He's only 18. With the conditions changing, as the Americans were saying a moment ago to Stephen, being in the race is the best place to be. There's certainly plenty that aren't. And there we are then. Theo Rimeur takes the Super G title. He's ahead in the Super Combined. The second run in the slalom will... So we'll move on to the men's sitting in just a moment. Paralympic champion is to come a little bit later. Kurt Oatway, one of the 5 different Paralympic Winter Games sit-ski champions. Very much in control. How will he fare at the slalom? Not his cup of tea, but he is ahead after the Super G. Theo Rimeur. Giving them the opportunity to be here and learn. Techno Alpine and Sport for All, enabling some 300 plus kids from schools in the Sella Nevea region to come along and learn about disability. sitting event. Again, just taking a look back at Theo Rimmer in the men's standing. Little moment there where the Americans were talking about the bump. And through the line he comes. It's warm in the tent. There's food and drinks. Again, the big thank you to all of the guys and girls that are part of the crew that have helped to get these races on. I can't reiterate enough the lengths that some of these people have. Maybe a future skier there, look, getting some practice in. This isn't a future champion. This is a man that already holds a Paralympic title. He didn't have the best of times in Tarvisio. But yes, Pedersen, arguably the best in the world at the moment. But Pedersen will indeed fight for a place on that podium. Oh, he just had to battle with himself there. But again, Pedersen will set the first time in this category, which leaves the rest to chase. To the final corner he comes. Oh, he's outside. 8:100 separates Suzuki and Pedersen there.
1 minute 04.88. He put himself at the second place of the standing.
Andrew Kirker. Oh, and Kirker is out for the second day. Nearly comes into the netting, manages to get himself into the vertical again, but Andrew Kirker is gone. The snakeskin front design of his monoski is out to the side. And Velasquez, who took a bit of a hefty blow yesterday, but appears fine and he's on the start sheet, so whether he is here, we'll find out later on. Manuel Micheliato also to go at the end of this run. So a slight delay to our morning. Taiki Mori now.
Anya, repeat, please.
With Kirker gone. Chances for medals goes up a notch for everybody. Suzuki was quicker through the first section. Mori can't match that, where Suzuki did lose time. 1:04.30 then the time for Taiki Mori. He's flying through these gates now. Into the final bend. Oh, he had to work hard to get in. Oh, he's outside as well. 0.46. Couldn't get past Pedersen. Mori couldn't get past Pedersen. Andrew Kirker went out. There's a shovel on course, so we've got a slight delay.
It's such a regular thing with downhill.
The snow with my seat, so that wasn't that good, but I made it down. That's the most important thing, really.
Yeah, for sure, and I know you've been gradually working your way back after an injury last year into these speed events. Do you feel you're getting closer with every ski back to something like your best?
Yeah, I'm getting closer.
So taking a look at the man that has set the fastest time so far. Pedersen inside 1:05. See how bumpy it is for these city skiers. They constantly fight against the elements. It's all about how much they... Suzuki on the right side, bib number 54. Next up should be the first of the two. Will be, despite the smile, behind that smile will be a little disappointment.
Love you, Mum.
I love you, Mum, he says. There you go, in case you didn't hear that. I love you, Mum. I'm sure Mum loves you too, Andrew.
Is everyone back home?
You alright, Andrew? You alright? Yeah, I'm alright. My lower back.
Kirker out. Got to put that behind him and try and put himself on the podium. Reigning Paralympic champion in this still to come as well, Kurt Oatway. Here we go then. This is the big part where everybody seems to be quick. Langen's going to make time up. It's through here. 44.66 was Suzuki, but he was only a matter of a few hundredths of a second quicker than Pedersen. So this gives you an idea, and Langen is dropping time, not gaining. Don't adjust your TV sets. Bib number 85 should be bib number 58, but they've misplaced it, would you believe? So 85 is Jeroen Kampschreur. He's down, but not by too much. He took a big bump there. The Langen, these two throwing themselves through the gates. 104.30, this is huge. Jeroen Kampschreur.
With 3 seconds on.
Oh, he's unstoppable at the moment.
Jeroen Kampschreur is the leader at the moment.
Kampschreur delivers another huge run. Out of breath he may well be.
Christophe.
Down by some 2 seconds in the opening stage, the 36-year-old Paralympic downhill champion of 2010. Kunz now having to sit in 6th position. And the defending champion from Tarvisio
Numero 60, Italia.
doesn't look to be retaining his title this time round. This is René Di Silvestro from Italy. As he comes into the bottom section there, he's well outside of Kampschreur's rope, and that will put Di Silvestro in 7th.
Con una discesa sicuramente controllata. Philippe Murat.
As the light was fading yesterday, Murat, just before Kranjska Gora in the World Cup last year, or last season. Pelé fighting. The elements and the conditions under that singular ski making hard work. 101. Got into the sport after having an accident freestyle skiing back in 2012. Only to do. Oh, he's wide, and Floris Meyer takes out the finish post. Well, Floris Meyer slides out at the very last gate. In, and you'll see him just appear there. The start gate. Might want a little bit of TLC after that one. Well, Floris Meyer has been put in the upright position. The man from the timing hut is making his way up there. And speak with Stephen Jameson. Let's see who he's found to have a chat with this time, shall we?
Yeah, thank you very much, Alan. The crash is happening all over the course. One man who made it in town in one piece very quickly as well is Jeroen Kampschreur. Jeroen, congratulations on a fantastic ski. Won't quite meant to. You just throw everything at it, and if you crash, then that's the big risk. But if you get that win in the end, that's the big reward. Is that something you've approached every single ski with this week in particular? Because it seems like you had an amazing week in Tarvisio in 2017, but this one feels even better.
Yeah, this feels much better. we can see I've improved.
Really enjoy, so you must be, I mean, buzzing for that now.
Yeah, of course. We're just gonna wait until this is over and then focus on slalom again. I'm really looking forward.
Well, it's been a pleasure watching this week. Best of luck this afternoon, and we might see you in here in a few more minutes, depending on what comes down. But thanks for talking to us, Jeroen.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Jeroen, thank you very much. Alan, it's back to you.
This is Jeroen Kampscher showing us just how good he is. From Jeroen Kampscher. And we're less than a minute away from restarting the competition here then. So, don't go anywhere. In the bottom area waiting for Igor Sikorsky yesterday to greet him home. And sadly, he crashed out, but he made his way down, face full of snow, and he gave them all a visit and a difficulty, it would seem. Oh, and there's a big plume of snow, which would suggest and not sure the timing at the top part is all that correct, I have to say, but certainly Oakley coming in quick enough to take second position, so the Paralympic champion might have found himself a silver. Oh, and Cano slides out. The back end goes, and that Cano slides out. The back end goes, and that is it for Akira Cano. Well, Akira Cano medalist. Last time out in Tarvisio, so Roy Peters, who is a lone wolf out here on his own, no support crew to speak of. Gets a little help from the Australians. They stick together, as Mitch Gawley was talking about, always bouncing his way through the course again. Now Sam Tate. Only 4 to come after Sam Tate. Had a mixed day yesterday, found himself wrapped up quite neatly in the fences during the training run. Much better. So close to the finish. Sam Tate just getting into the very final, 4 gates I think there is there. Oh, and Tate spins out. Back into this left-hander. He just takes a bump and ends up sliding out backwards. And you see his reaction here. Angry. Doesn't cut it, does it? Well, those that have made it are looking on. Tate is out. Again, those times from Suzuki in the first intermediate were quick. Kampscher went through at 1972. I mean, good Oakway seemed to register 28.26 at the first intermediate and then only be 3 seconds back. So oh, and Bambusek slides out at pretty much the same place as Tate and Maya, and Pavel Bambusek has gone. Well, you can see the end of Bambusek's run. A little shake of the face to get rid of the snow, and well, he will get the final part of these World Championships. The new start time for this afternoon is 2:30. We'll be on air from 2:20 local time, so make sure you're with us for the broadcast. 2:20 we'll be on air. 2:30 is the first race. The women's VI Super Combined ends from Vancouver. 26 years old. This is a second World Championship. Didn't go to Tarvisio. His first World Champs. He only took part in the giant slalom and slalom event, so he slid out to the left-hand side. Well, so that gives an ending to Alex Cairns. So he is getting out of the blocks. 31-year-old. Former rugby player, well, he's gone out on the right side. Prior to his accident, he still wanted to be in sport, so Manuel took up skiing and competitively in the last few years. Line that you've planned, it can get quite bumpy and a few surprises await. Manuel Michieletto has gone that way. Made his major event comeback in the games. And the Australians chatting away. Tate and Pendergast have a DNF. Canadian coaches looking on once again. If you want extra content away from the live stream, exclusive interviews and recap of the events, then at Alpine is where you need to be. Twitter, Facebook. Trying to see up the top, Velasquez still waiting to get started. Velasquez is holding himself in the start gate, but again, until the course is considered safe by the referee. As TV, we don't control the safety of the athletes. That very much goes down to those behind the scenes. So we are at the mercy of those that...
Individual assessment, so I know you came right close to the end there before you slipped out.
Yeah, it's bumpy. It's just, you just got kind of like yesterday down here, you just got to hold on and hopefully you get down. And unfortunately, I made it 3 gauge from the finish and just, yeah, couldn't get that last 2 turns.
It's close though, it's close. And you've had some fantastic... This has been a really interesting championships for you, because I know it's one of your first majors. How do you assess it?
They've been really tricky conditions. I agree with Sambo on that one. The course is quite technical, so you need to be really strong on the turns and stuff like that. I've been comfortable with the way I'm skiing. It's fast. It's just unfortunately hasn't gone my way this time, but it's ski racing, so what can you do?
It happens, doesn't it? Talk us through the crash then.
One of those ones, I guess.
Watch it back in slow motion, and it's great to watch. It really is.
I'll keep that on the list for watching later tonight then.
Great to speak to you guys. Thank you so much for being great skiers throughout this competition, and we look forward to seeing you on the World Cup circuit.
See you then.
Can't wait. Alan, it's back to you.
So still gets from the end, and then when he got 3 gates from the end, he slid out. So there we go. Here he comes into the final stages.
It's once again a gold medal for Joran Kampstra. You're in 4 from 4. That's incredible. How do you feel?
Amazing. I mean, last World Championships it was 3.
And now you came in to originally defend your 3 gold medals from these championships. Were you to get 5, that's beyond your wildest dreams, right? When you were coming in.
Yeah. I didn't expect this results when I'm 19. You know, if you asked me 3 years ago what you're gonna do at the World Champs, I wouldn't say I would go 5.
For the first race, can they be 5-star? We'll have to find out a little bit later on. For now, goodbye.